Hi, it's Joa from Special Heart Studio. Today I'm going to show how I cut and assembled my layered stained glass cross SVG. The cut file can be downloaded free on my website at specialheartstudio.com. To get started, I have laid out the paper that I'll use. I used 5 colorful pieces of paper, the black top layer, and then I suggest using a layer to cover up the dots at the end you'll see. So I just used a white piece of paper thinking that that would help reflect the light through the colors a little more. Once I've cut all the layers, I will add some fairy lights behind the cross using 3D dots to hold them in place. If you are new to working with cardstock, I highly recommend using a brayer to make sure that the cardstock is firmly adhered to your mat. I am using 65-pound cardstock from Michaels, their Recollections brand. Removing the mat from the paper works best. And what I mean by that is it will keep your paper flat to the work surface and turn the mat upside down and gently bend the mat backwards to remove the paper from the mat. Now that we have all the layers cut, we are ready to stack them and attach the lights and put the design in the frame. The fun thing about this design, it doesn't matter of the colored pieces of paper, which one goes on top. There is no order to the layers of these beside the top layer and the bottom layer. Everything in the middle, as long as you have them facing the right direction, it will look the same every time as the way I've designed this. So you can change the different layers around and it'll look exactly the same. Here I am using a little bit of double stick tape to glue the layers together so that they stay evenly spaced and don't slide apart here in a minute when we add the fairy lights. So I did this between each of the layers to keep all of the layers together. Once I have the top 6 layers all glued together, we are ready to start working with the fairy lights. I will have a link to the exact lights that I used in my blog post. I recommend making sure they work before you attach them to the paper. And then we will use 3D Zots, which will also be linked in my blog post, to attach them to the paper. Now that I've got the lights unraveled, I'm going to start adhering them to the back of the cross using the 3D Zots. There's not an exact science to this. I just simply lined them up along the edges of the cross and placed them so that it would be as even as possible in the different tried to hit the different colors, and remember to put some in that top color. So it's easy to see in this example, the purple, pink, green, and blue, but remember that the spot that will be the yellow or whatever the top color on your cross is, to add some to those spots. So I just lined it up here and there, making sure that the lights were where the cross portion will be, and kept attaching the Zots, following, using the string of lights and kind of just following the outline of the cross. When I got near the end of the cross, the bottom of the cross here, I still had a little bit extra, so I just folded it and went back up the middle with the extra light or two that I had left. Now that I have all of the lights, I am ready to put it in a frame. I used an 8x10 shadow box frame from Michaels, and I left the little insert inside. It fits just perfect and holds it back so that the wire will stick out the end of the frame without having to add a hole or anything in the frame. The wire is thin enough you can slide it below the back of the frame. Add that last layer so that the Zots don't stick to your frame, and then you're ready to close it up. I'm attaching the battery pack to the back. It doesn't stick out at all, so I'll be able to hang this on a wall. And I just used painter's tape to attach the cord so that it's easily removable in the future if I'd like to change the battery. I hope you enjoyed this quick little project. Please subscribe to my channel, give the instructions a thumbs up. The cross SVG file can be found on my website at specialheartstudio.com. Thanks everyone. Happy Easter.